All right, let's go over the parts here. You're going to have some hardware. So you're going to have this cam lock system that comes with 3 pieces. You have these little metal things here. You're going to have these little metal parts with the screws on the end, and you're going to have these little wooden dowels. Okay, this is how we're going to use them. So on all the pieces, you're going to have 3 holes. Okay, the 2 bigger holes on the outside are going to be for 2 wooden dowels. They're going to slide right in. And in the middle is going to be for the metal dowel that screws in. And you're going to have to get a Phillips head screwdriver, and it's a tighter fit, and it screws right down into there. And I will give you a close-up here in a second. Okay. Like so. So we're going to repeat that on all the holes. Now, before I get too far ahead of myself, we're going to go from the bottom up. So how do we know which piece of wood is the bottom? There's 2 pieces that have a groove cut into the wood on a flat, smooth piece of wood. So you have one and 2. The one that is just one line is going to be the top. And the one that is straight across, but then one little notch, that's going to be the bottom. That little notch there is for the lock to slide into. So find that one that has this long groove and the little notch. So that's going to be your bottom. So we're going to lay that flat on the ground. We're going to repeat that step on all the holes all the way around. We're going to put the 2 dowels on the outer holes. And then we're going to screw these in all the middle holes in the center of those. This goes together very quickly. Okay, we have all of these in place around the whole bottom piece. Now we're going to identify the sides, the back, and the front. So to do that, to identify the back, it's going to be the only piece that does not have any vertical, horizontal cut lines through it anywhere in it. And it does not have the groove in it like the top has in it. So when you find that piece, that is your back, okay? Now, as you can see on the edge, there's going to be 3 holes, 3 holes, 3 holes. Those are all going to line up with these dowels. So you're going to carefully drop those down and line those up and drop it down into those holes. There we go. Now for the sides. You're going to have 2 identical pieces that are going to have the slats, and then you're going to have 1 smaller one. The smaller one is going to be for the front. Obviously, the one with the lock and the handle will be the door, so we'll deal with that in a minute. The smaller one, we'll just keep it up front for a minute. Now, when you have these other 2, now remember, anytime you see these holes for the cam locks, they're going to be in the inside of the crate. We don't want them showing on the outside of the crate. So you don't want them facing out here for everyone to see. They're going to be on the inside. We're going to line these up with the 3 holes. If it doesn't look like it's going to line up, that means it goes on the other side. Okay, so that means it's going to belong on this side. There we go. Grab my other one. Looks like I forgot one of my pieces here. Was going a little too fast a while ago. All right, now I got my sides and my back on. Let's get the front on. Okay, now that we have the sides, the back, and the front on, before we put the top on, we're going to take these cam locks. We're going to place them in each of the bottom holes in that circle. And I'm trying to get this on camera. You might have done these before with like IKEA furniture or something. And you're going to make it to where this portion goes over the screw, and then you're going to give it a half turn, and it locks it in place. Okay? So you want this to be facing up when you put it in, and then you're going to twist it. So this is going to be open on the bottom. As I put it in, so it covers the top of the screw in that hole. Okay? You mash it in. You plug up each of those holes with these. All right, we're going to take our Phillips screwdriver now and give them all a turn. It'll tighten each of these. It'll fasten them to the bottom with that turn. Okay. Now, what I like to do is fix my camera there. For the top, I like to go ahead and repeat the step of putting in the wood dowels on the remaining holes along the top, on the edge of the top. Okay, and you're going to screw the metal ones in between. Okay, there may be a couple extra parts. That's okay. I put a couple extra parts in there in case something gets lost or whatever while you're putting it together. You still have a few of these metal pieces. It's because we have holes around the top that we're going to lock this top in when we place it down. So we'll need those in just a minute, but your top should look something like that. Before we lay that on there though, we need to drop this door in. You do not want to put the top on just yet because the door is meant to be a little bigger than the front because it's going to fit down in this groove and then up into the groove on the top. So when you drop this in, don't be alarmed that the top is sitting higher than the rest of the dog crate. It's going to balance here for just a minute. So you're just going to have to let it hold steady until you get the top fitted. The groove that's in this is going to have to fit in the front, and it's going to line up with that door you just sat in the front there. I'm going to try to raise this camera just a little so you can see it a little better. This part might take just a second to line up all those holes. You're just going to try to set it down slowly until all the pieces kind of line up. You might have to move them back and forth a little. And then it should scoot down right on top, like so. Now, it's already pretty sturdy, but we want to make sure we open this door up and we reach in there and we lock the rest of the cam locks to so that this top really holds the sides and back to it, and it really tightens up the structure. So I'm going to stick those in now. This time, instead of them facing down, since they're on the bottom, you're going to have to make sure the opening is facing up. You just want to make sure that this will fit in there and get around the head of that screw so it can tighten it, okay? So it's open, facing up. I'm going to mash it in. Okay, admittedly, there's going to be one that's a little harder than the rest, and it's the one located right up here. So to get to it right now, with the door completely open, the door's covering it. So you need to open the door about to there. And then you're going to have to kind of fit yourself in there to get to it. And if I can do it, you can do it, okay? So I'm going to climb in there just enough so I can reach in there and stick this in there and get to it. So I like to open the door all the way, and then once I get in there, I'll open the door a little bit. Okay, I got it in there. Now I'm going to go back in and tighten that one first, and then I'll tighten the rest. Okay, our dog crate is built. It is very sturdy, well put together. It is not coming apart, and I hope you found that easy to do. I think I built it in about 20 minutes, and I was really kind of taking my time to show you what I was doing. So hopefully that doesn't take you too long. If you need to, pause the video, do what you need to do to get it done. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Now, if you need a bed that fits this crate, There's a link on the website for different sizes that fit these. I prefer to get the ones that aren't bolstered, just because they won't take up as much space in there. So these flatter ones work very well. Again, I do have a link on the website where you can order those, and they fit the dimensions perfectly. All right, thanks a lot. You'll have a nice day.